Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Derek Oaker, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, talking about those Lions. Those Detroit Lions. You know what it is. Drink it in, everybody.
Drink it in, man.
Side of cornbread.
Cornbread!
Gotta make it a double.
Cornbread!
Like I said, it's your boy Oakery. I'm coming at you solo. Chops' streak of a whopping 3, maybe 4 shows in a row is now broken. He's taking his mandatory multiple weeks off, but I'm here to talk Detroit Lions. I'm going to do who did we add, who did we lose, get you guys up to speed there. I got something very unique in the second part of the show. This is kind of what happens when I actually get to talk when Chops isn't on the show. I am running kind of crazy on time here, though, so we'll see how long this one goes. May even give you a couple NFL draft nuggets at the end of the show as well. But lots to do, lots going on with the football team, so I don't have time to mess around. Let's do this. You know, when I look at the free agents, when we're talking like news and notes, we kind of went over in the last few weeks, and yes, there are some new signings, some that we went over already. I'm going to kind of rumble through some of these, but, you know, I guess my thought is I'm not surprised by the approach. You know, it's the same type of approach we've seen. It's not splashy, it's not fun necessarily, it's not exciting, but it's if you look at what Brad Holmes and Dan Freaky Campbell are doing, like they're continually again going out and getting those guys in the sweet spot of their careers, 26, 27, 28 years old. They're getting them at good value type prices, and they're trying to be smart, where 1 year deal here, multi-year here, but a low annual value, void years here on a big, you know what I mean? Like, they're doing a lot of that to protect themselves, and the fan base wants big names. We want impact football players. It's kind of like in life where you get yourself in trouble when you're comparing yourself to your neighbor, the other manager at work, the VP of your department. You know, you don't want to compare, but what do Lions fans do? They say, oh, but this team's doing this, and look at what they did. It's like, we, the Detroit Lions, don't operate that way. So I haven't been surprised. I haven't been overly excited. I've been pleased with some, if not the majority of the moves. Still leaving themselves some room to make a move if it makes sense, but also filling out the middle, bottom of their roster, protecting their cap, saving their picks, adding picks where possible. Because Brad Holmes, somebody put it out on the Twitterverse, my dude just drafts all pros. That's all he does in those first few rounds. I think the first 3 or 4 rounds, he's probably the best in the game, top 2 or 3 in the game when it comes to GMs, teams, using those selections to not find good players, not find guys that are okay or aight, finding all pros with those selections. So let the man do what he does. But let's get back to the free agents. So I just scribbled down a few names. So we lost Fabio, a.k.a. Anzo. We lost Raymond Khalif Raymond. We let go / lost my boy, my former boy, Josh Pascal, because he could never play and we never knew why. And he said he'd be back in 2 weeks, and then 18 weeks later, he never played. We lost Amik from the dirt. That's where he was from. I remember he said that quote, and everybody fell in love with him. We loved his mentality, and he played Justin Jefferson like an all-pro, and then we forgot that he was Amik Robertson and played above his contract, and he went to Washington for a good deal, so we lost him. You know, let go of Taylor Decker based on price, based on how he played. And I don't even know that I hit on it that much, but, like, I was kind of fine, or I said Taylor Decker should ride off in the sunset. He did, and he decided to come back. I said I was all right with him coming back because there goes our left tackle. Guys know what he's doing, you know, whatever. But if you go watch the tape, if you go watch a lot of what happened last year, I felt like Taylor Decker was getting pushed around, back into the quarterback, had some penalties, had some holdings. So I think they're making the decision that not only is he not worth the price on that contract, what was left, $18+ million or whatever, but the time had come where his play overall had just fallen off. Is he a terrible football player? No. Could he have not started for the Lions at left tackle? No. Could he not be serviceable and be a good player for 2026? Like, I'm not saying any of that, but I'm saying that the time was right in the play, plus the dollars, plus the age, plus the where the Lions want to go both now and in the future. The time was right to move on there as well. So when you look at their ads, we talked about some of the other ads, but I'll double dip on some of these. But I really, really like Tyler Conklin signing as a depth tight end. Is he going to be a replacement for Mr. Biscuits if he's out still with his back? No. Is he a decent number 2/3 with Brock Wright? I really think so. I mean, this guy has upside. He has some local ties. He's always a guy that you're expecting more than you get, which is not a good thing. But it means that maybe you'll get more than you expect with Tyler Conklin. So the options that were left, and we're not going to get, big fish in this department. So I was not only fine with, I thought that was a very nice signing, low end of the market type of deal. What, $1 million, $2 million bucks in total? That's it. Yes, please. I like that move. My guy Roger McCreary, man, cornerback. It's Tennessee, traded to the Rams. Like, this is a guy Lions fans wanted. We liked his game. We liked his mentality. He's got the funny story about him eating baked beans before games. He talks like a ball player. I mean, he may not be a valedictorian, PhD type candidate when I heard him at the podium, but I think he loves football. He's no nonsense, and he's get in your face and beat you up and can play cornerback better than most of the guys we have who can't cover a coffee table. So I like Roger McCreary a lot. Again, very in that sweet spot with the age. Contracts seem very low if manageable. Nice pickup there. Izzian, the depth corner, nickel corner, plays some safety. When that guy stepped to the podium, I listened to him for 2 seconds. Yep, I understand why the Lions got this guy. He believes he could start in this league. He wants more of a role. He's a great team player. He's gritty. You see exactly why they pick up these guys. Us as fans, do I know that Izzian is a great dude and he's going to fit perfectly and he's been held down and maybe he could do more and he can very versatile? No, I don't know all that. But when the Lions pick him up and I hear him, like, okay, yep, I get it. Like, he's going to be a nice fit on this team. I'm not saying he's going to be, taking over or be a one-for-one replacement for my boy, Brian Branch, or that he's going to be picking off balls like Kerbo, but he's a nice, depth, gritty, nasty, tough football player, and I like all that about him. I also like the fact that we re-signed Rodrigo. That was the live version. Here's the sound drop.
Rodrigo!
What another great depth signing. Am I putting Rodrigo? That was the live version. I'm not going to give you the sound drop this time. Am I putting him in the Hall of Fame? No, I'm not. Like, Malcolm Rodriguez has, size type issues, but he's smart, he's tenacious, he's young, he needs opportunity, he wants to be here, he's got a wonderful family. Like, it's a smart, prudent, and somewhat shrewd move to go ahead and move out an Alex Anzalone, knowing that you already have a reward Jack Campbell. They're ready to go. You can hopefully get more from a guy you paid recently in Derek, I can't spell my first name correctly, Barnes. And then to take one of your draft picks, one of your guys that's been good, he's also had some injury issues, and bring them back on a very low deal and give them an opportunity to either start or be quality depth at a position that you need both. So I love a lot about Rodrigo. I'm curious if he'll be able to make it as even an every down player, but just a normal rotational guy that really makes an impact on this team, or if he'll just be like, man, I'm glad we got Rodrigo for like what he brings in case of an injury, special teams mentality, team, you know what I mean? Like all the things that you almost can't quantify on a stat sheet, like at Chops in the D, my co-host likes to do. We were just like, man, I love having that dude on my football team, number 44 out there. So I like that as well. Contract, who it was, what he's about, the Lions understanding this might be the time to keep a guy like that around rather than say, oh, well, he didn't really start. He's coming off an injury. We're not blown away, and just let him walk. And then he's a good, team depth player for another football team. Keep him in Detroit, which they did. Bringing back Teddy Bridgewater as the backup quarterback. I think we hit on that before, but I'm a little intrigued and concerned about that. The Lions love Teddy Bridgewater. They brought him back 3 different times now. He must do something from a watching film, being a teammate, relationship with J-Mo, whatever it is, that they just have to have this guy, because I don't put much stock in my backup quarterback. I'm not one to necessarily want to pay big at that position, but would I like a developmental upside guy that has a rocket for an arm, is smart, and has maybe made plays at some level in this league to somewhat be there just in case? Yes, I would. Do I think that sometimes if you're worried about your quarterback being hurt, that you do need to invest in a somewhat quality starter-esque young talent that was highly drafted type backup instead of a clipboard holder, film watching, we love this guy but we hope he never plays type of player? Yeah, I do. But if the Lions are just set on, well, if Jared Goff plays and plays at a high level, then we're going to win a Super Bowl. If he doesn't, we're probably going to have a year like we had last year. And if he gets hurt, we're picking in the top 5, so who cares what Mr. Biscuits, or he's not Mr. That nickname has been transferred to Sam Laporta. It is no longer Teddy Biscuits. It's Teddy Two Gloves as our backup quarterback. And then we also brought back Rocky Sin, who, again, another great guy at the podium. Just looks the part, looks rocked up, pun intended. He's no nonsense. He's a little bit kind of his own dude, and that's okay. And he played really well last year. So bring him back on a 1 year. Find a role for him. I'm not saying start him on the outside or he's our slot. No. I'm saying I'm happy to have Rocky Sin in the quarterback room if he fits in the outside 3, not even 3. Like, I guess he would have to be the 3-4 type player if you could really get a couple other good players in the draft or otherwise. Maybe he slips down to your 5th player. Maybe he's a third option in the slot when needed. But Rock Ya-Sin you could do much worse from a guy, a toughness perspective, and what he put on film last year. So I like that as well. And I even forgot to say it off the top. Folks, we have breaking news here on the pod. This just came through, and Brad Holmes has done it again. Brad Holmes has signed. He has acquired, let me put it that way, an edge rusher who wears the jersey number 98. You heard me right. Edge rusher 98. You've heard us going crazy. But it's not the player you think. But he did bring a guy back again that has this name.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ, yeah.
I don't know if it's a yeah, but it's DJ Wanham, edge number 98, formerly playing with the Carolina Panthers on a 1-year, $6 million deal. The Detroit Lions, everybody, have signed and added an edge rusher. If you think this is the show where you're going to get the DJ Wanham deep dive, where I got his bio, his numbers, I know his history, I'm going to give you all the amazing things he's going to do for the Lions, you got the wrong show. You really do. Because I don't have any of that. I saw a picture of him. He looked like a big, lanky, edge-type player. I'm sure the Lions are going to tell you about his upside and how he fits the grit and how he's heavy against the run and get after the quarterback and all this. I mean, I'm still going to lean to trusting this football team. They've done more good things than not. But when you wait around and then you keep bringing in people sometimes at key positions that are either lifelong depth people, guys that have never lived up to their potential, guys that have had a couple flashes here or there, guys with injury concerns, then yeah, I'm not always the biggest fan of that. I understand what they're trying to do, but I don't know that DJ Wanham, even though we can play this.
Go DJ, that's my DJ.
And then certain people hit me up right after and said I should play this. Who? Let's see if we can combo the two. Hold on. Let me see if I can work my magic here.
Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ.
Who? I TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope he plays well, and I'll have more info and my takes and thoughts on DJ. That's my DJ Wanham. Brad Holmes has to get a DJ every year as part of what he does. So, I got Wagner here on the text who's just telling me, Triple B at it again, which for him is bargain bin Brad. Talking about he doesn't have cojones to help Hutch. Brad never open for business homes, just goes out on Temu and orders this stuff that's on sale. I mean, that's coming from the myth, the legend, the enigma, Nick Wagner here on the show via the text line. But I can't say he's wrong. But like I said, for him and all these people that are going crazy, Brad Holmes is not a good GM, Brad Holmes isn't willing to do this, he's not helping us compete, he's just shopping in the clearance aisle. Like, the dude might do that in both free agency and trades and other avenues, but you know where he shops when it comes to the NFL draft? I mean, dude's looking for the most expensive car on the lot. The guy is looking for the car that they're giving away that he knows is an absolute gem. The guy is finding absolute top-end premium items in the NFL draft and at all types of, using all types of resources. So he'll get you a great item in round 1 with a high asset, and he'll find you an all-pro in round 4 as well, like with Amon Ra. Hold on, that was terrible. Amon Ra. And he'll also do it with BB and Kerbo and and Penne and Hutch and JMO and the, how should I say this, multi-dimensional, positionless, wait for it, Wait for it a little bit more. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. Elite Weapon. You guys know who that is, and that's Jameer Gibbs. So just let the man let the man do what he does, okay? He finds tremendous finds in the draft, and he makes all of us mad because he does little to nothing else. He's open for business all day from rounds 1 to round 7. After that, he's looking for orange stickers, clearance rack, holding his assets for a rainy day. This is kind of the approach, but I can't hate on it. We went from the worst football team in the history of sports, especially the NFL, to a perennial competitor for a Super Bowl. I understand they had a big dip down last year. Well, that goes along with a big uptick the couple years before, and I'm expecting a Super Bowl this year, so there you go. Everybody, I'm looking at the clock, and I think I just blinked into 20 minutes on our free agent pickup. So I'm going to transition into this other topic that I think you're going to like. Maybe you're not, but I think it's appropriate. And with the no time that I had, but I did it for the people.
And the people consist of the millions.
I did it for the millions and millions of loyal, diehard Detroit Koolaid drinkers out there. But I threw it in the old, you used to call it the Google machine, but the old AI setup here. And I wanted to see, can AI quickly give me a NFL March Madness style bracket? And sure enough, this thing popped it out. I was very intrigued by the results. I didn't do this multiple times. I didn't spend much time on this, but I want to run through it quickly. The 2026 Detroit Koolaid Cast March Madness NFL bracket for the people. In the North region, the matchups are the number 1 seed, the Detroit Lions, versus the number 8 seed, the Cleveland Browns. The 4 seed, Cincinnati Bengals, up against the 5 seed Vikings. The 3 seed, again, this isn't NFC and AFC, it's just for NFL, and it's all mismatched, but it's the number 3 Ravens versus the, I can't believe they're even this high, the number 6 Chicago Bears. The 2 seed of the North region is the Cheddarheads, the Mozzarella Sticks, the Green Bay Packers against the number 7, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now that I'm looking at it, AI paired up the NFC and AFC North. I appreciate it. Moving to the South region, let's see if they keep that consistency, if they go wonky, which AI has been known to do. They've got the Chefs as the number 1 seed in the South versus the Panthers. They've got the 4 seed Falcons against the 5 seed Saints. The 3 seed Jaguars against the 6 seed Buccaneers. And the 2 seed Texans against the 7 seed Titans. Let's move over to the West. The 49ers versus Cowboys in a classic matchup. How about the Broncos versus Raiders? Give me the Seahawks versus the Cardinals and those bums from La La Land with Patty Statty at quarterback. The LA Rams versus the LA Chargers. A bunch of wimpy fan bases facing off in round one in the West region. In the East region, we've got the Buffalo Bills of the 1 seed versus the Colts. The 4 seed Jets, why are they that high? Against the 5 seed Giants. New York versus New York, I hope they both lose. You got the number 3 seed Dolphins against the 6 seed Commanders. And you got the 2 seed Philadelphia, we hate everyone Eagles versus the number 7. Very low for what they did and what kind of football team they have, but AI doesn't understand the New England Patriots, the new hotness. They ask, would I like to simulate these brackets? Yes, I would. I'll go through these quickly. The Detroit Lions as the number 1 seed, of course, defeat the Cleveland Browns, and it says Detroit's offense overwhelms Cleveland's inconsistent quarterback situation. I like Shador. I don't know why they're drafting 4 or 5 other quarterbacks. I don't know what's happening with Deshaun Watson. I don't know why they keep wanting to go after every other quarterback. Why they bring in every quarterback for pre-draft meetings. I don't understand what they're doing, but we know if this was a real matchup or an AI matchup or a March Madness or an NFL Sunday, it doesn't matter because the Lions are going to beat the absolute piss out of the Cleveland Browns. I'll go through these again, Ref. They got the Vikings over the Bengals in an upset. They've got the Ravens defeating Ben, former genius, now jabroni Johnson there in the Chicago Bears. So they're out just like they were last year in the playoffs, and just will they be this year when we slapped them around 2 times in the regular season. They've got the Cheddarheads advancing over the Steelers. Chiefs over Panthers. Saints upsetting the Falcons. Jaguars beating the Buccaneers. Texans defeating the Titans. And then when you get to the west and the east side of the bracket, we've got 49ers over Cowboys. Chuck Dog, the magazine, your team lost again, but you're used to that by now. The Raiders defeat the Broncos in an upset. The Cardinals upset the NFL champion Seahawks. The Rams win over the Chargers. It just says that McVay is simply better. I don't think Harbaugh is going to take too well to that. East region, Bills defeat Colts. Giants defeat Jets in an upset, but no one cares because no one would watch. Dolphins defeat Commanders, and the Eagles beat the Patriots. We move to the round of 16. Our team in Detroit up against the Vikings over in Minnesota. There is rumor innuendo that me and at Chops in the D may be making a road trip to Lions at Vikings this year. And you know what happens. The Lions in the March Madness Mayhem bracket defeat the Vikings. Detroit's roster depth shows, it says. The Cheddarheads, the Swiss cheese, the goat cheese up there in Green Bay defeat the Ravens in an upset. In the South region, the Chefs defeat the Saints. The Texans defeat the Jaguars, so it's chalk out there in the South. The West, same thing. The 1 and the 2 seeds advance. 49ers and Rams both win. In the East, Bills defeat Giants, of course. Josh Allen probably throws for 8 touchdowns. And the Eagles defeat the Dolphins, so that gives us an Elite 8 matchup, which I'm sure you're curious about. Detroit Lions versus the green and gold, or is it yellow and puke? I don't know. The team from Green Bay, and it says Detroit's trenches dominate. Lions advance to the Final Four. Again, people, this is not something I made up. This is something I threw in. This is AI telling you that the Lions are headed to the Final Four in this bracket. In the South Final, you've got an upset. The Texans over the Chiefs. It says Houston finally gets over the hump. Stroud outduels Mahomes in a thriller. In the West Final, you've got Eagles over Bills. Buffalo's inconsistency.
LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
The world moves fast. Your workday, even faster. Pitching products, drafting reports, analyzing data. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your AI assistant for work. Built into Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other Microsoft 365 apps you use. Helping you quickly write, analyze, create, and summarize. So you can cut through clutter and clear a path to your best work. Learn more at Microsoft.com/M365 Copilot.
Start your day with Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal. The instant oatmeal ready to help you tackle whatever your day brings. Like wrangling your toddler into their car seat. That was fun. Coaching your 6th graders soccer team. Go girls! And carrying all the groceries in one trip. Whew. Try Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal, granola, and bars. Great taste and a good source of protein. Quaker, bring out the good.
An all-new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Mom Talk has just been blowing up.
Whitney and Jen are on Dancing with the Stars.
Taylor is a bachelorette.
Saying that out loud is crazy. Like, that is huge.
But all the cool opportunities could pull us apart.
It's causing issues in everyone's marriage.
My whole world is falling apart right now. It's chaos.
Watch the Hulu original series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Koolaid. Do you know what's really scary? Not screening for colon cancer when you turn 45. The Koolaid test is non-invasive, requires no special prep or time off work, and ships right to your door. In just 3 simple steps, Koolaid takes the scare out of colon cancer screening. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about the Koolaid test. Koolaid is available by prescription only. Learn more or request a prescription today at Koolaid.com/screen.
Show up again, it says. So in the Final Four, you've got Lions versus Texans, and everybody, you know what it is. Easy dub for Lions. Lions Dubski, it says Detroit's balance elite. That's what they said, elite O-line, but I think they meant elite offensive line, strong run game, and a top 10 defense gives them the edge. Stroud keeps it close, but Detroit controls the tempo for the win. The other side, you've got 49ers versus Eagles. They've got the 49ers beating those bums from Philly. I'm sure Chops will be happy about that. San Francisco's offense is too multiple, and their defense limits Hurts' explosive plays. So in the national championship of this AI-generated March Madness Mayhem NFL bracket that I ran one time and loved these results, ends up having the Lions versus the 49ers in the championship matchup. And we have a new national champion in the first ever March Madness Mayhem NFL bracket here on the Koolaid Cast. And it's those Lions, everybody. The Detroit Lions are the champions. Drink it in.
Drink it in, man.
Double-sided cornbread.
Cornbread.
Let's go. It says Detroit wins a physical, defensive, grinded-out championship game. The difference, Lions O-line wears down the 49ers front. Detroit's defense forces a late turnover. Goff Chops won't like this. It says in parentheses, or his successor plays clean, efficient football. Final score prediction, Lions 27, 49ers 23. Detroit takes home the crown, and honestly, it feels earned. That's from AI, people. We know they're the smart. We know this is genius level thinking that they give us. So this is a prelude to the Detroit Lions having a great regular season, coming into the playoffs as the number 1 seed, running through their side of the bracket in the playoffs, and facing whoever comes out of the AFC to win the Super Bowl in 2026. Let's go. Whew. I'm going to take a breath now after that. That was all off the cuff, people. I threw that in. I thought it was intriguing. I read it through. I made up my own takes as we went. Read you what they put. Absolutely incredible. Lions did it in AI. It's going to happen in reality, on the playing field in 2026 in the National Football League. Everybody, I'm up against it. I got to get up out of here. The only thing I'd give you when it comes to the NFL draft, and I won't even hit the music because every weekend feels like it's booked. Work is crazy. Life is crazy. But like, I'm really trying to find a couple days where I can really get the DTO scouting office rolling, where I can really get all set up. But my early takeaways at a very top end surface level is I feel like I'm seeing Fanu, the tackle / guard / interior / center / do everything type player from Utah, is falling down the board, which means could be there for the Lions at 17. Guy has a kind of out there great personality, which I think would fit in with this football team, willing to do whatever, thinks he's best at guard, looks up to Penei Sewell, tries to play like Penei Sewell. Like, there's things I don't love about the player, but there's so much I do like that I would be very much in favor of that pick. As far as all these other depth players and going 3-4 rounds deep and giving you the combo platters and doing all that, I'm really not there. Obviously, you are going to want to focus on whatever positions are left at that point that are glaring in the draft as priorities. But you're going to have to go BPA in rounds 1, 2, 3 if you really want to upgrade your football team and try to take the best player available. I'm not sure who those are yet. I have a few favorites. I'm not going to give them to you on this show. But it's like 30 days away, people. So word is from my co-host Choppy Chop that he said he's reorganizing a family vacation that he, for some reason, planned exactly on draft day again for another day because he wants to be in the Chopster draft office and be on the master Google sheet and talk with me for 8 hours straight about players and picks and watch this football team get some damn good players in the pipeline. So that's our game plan. Will it happen? TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope it goes well. And the draft's my favorite event of the year. So I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have names for you. We're going to be locked and loaded. But for this show, I gave you free agents. I gave you takes. I talked about Brad Holmes. I gave you Dan freaking Campbell. I did a 2026 March Madness Mayhem NFL draft bracket, which had the Lions coming out on top as the champions. And I gave you a little draft teaser at the end. Everybody, that's what I got. And I'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. I'm out.
In one shining moment, it's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're frozen in time.
Give me my Wolverines winning the national championship over the Duke Blue Devils. Let's go. Oh, did I mention too? The Lions winning the Super Bowl in 2026.
I love the
Lions. Say it with me. I love the Lions.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions.
Drink it in.